getting toasty. Hello, welcome to Low-sal-life. My name is Sarah, and here we talk about anything related to salicylate sensitivity, which is basically also kind of casually known as an aspirin allergy. Salicylates are in, it seems like everything, and specifically it's very high in like mint and cinnamon, spices, fruits, veggies, anything with flavor, basically. Except for meat, grains, and dairy. Those are pretty safe to eat. But the thing is, it's not just what you put in your stomach, it's also what you put in your mouth and on your skin. It can have an effect on you depending on how sensitive you are. So today we're going to talk about we're going to talk about 4 products that you can buy for your dental hygiene, for toothpaste, and then maybe 2 alternatives that you might have in your kitchen or medicine cabinet. So that's what we're talking about today. So the first thing is I've been going to the dentist a lot recently, kind of catching up on stuff. My teeth are really crowded, so I'm a little bit prone to get cavities in between my teeth, and I've started the Invisalign process, so I'm excited about that. If you guys have any questions about that, let me know. I did have to make a mold, and like when I went to the dentist, and that was like an acrylic, I feel like a vinyl, like polymer type, maybe some rubber in the mold, but there weren't any chemicals in there, so I was really relieved because they didn't tell me exactly what the whole process was going to be until the day of, and so I didn't have any problems with that, no reactions or anything, so that was really great. So I'm only a few weeks into that, but I had some cavities to take care of before I started that, and my dentist was like, you really need to get on some fluoride if you can find some, and I haven't really been able to find any. I know fluoride is really controversial, and I know that a lot of people that are salicylate sensitive are also like completely additive free or supplement free in some regards, and I'm not interested in talking about whether or not fluoridation is good or not, but in my case and what my dentist recommended was to find a fluoride toothpaste without mint or cinnamon in it or anything like that. So I found, thanks to a Facebook salicylate forum, somebody said that they used this toothpaste. It's called Tasty Paste, and oh yeah, this is great. There you go. This is the Cha-Cha chocolate. Now, I'm a grown-up. This is, for kids, but it is a chocolate ice cream flavor, and it tastes exactly like chocolate ice cream. If you're trying to diet, I don't recommend it unless you want like a little cheat that like isn't going to count for calories for a little flavor, but it really does taste like chocolate ice cream. So not the super cleanest toothpaste ever, but it does come with the fluoride, and it is chocolate. It doesn't have any mint or cinnamon. If you are extremely sensitive, the ingredients that I would be concerned about would be there is flavor, and that's basically a wild card. If I were to guess what flavors were in here, I would also guess vanilla or a vanillin. I'm not sure which one. I don't eat vanilla. I'm still on the fence whether or not it is low sal or high sal, but whenever I have like vanilla ice cream or vanilla yogurt and that kind of thing, I usually get nightmares afterwards. So I just kind of stay away from it. I'm not eating this, and my body's not as sensitive as like the inside. So this here happens to work out really well for me. So yeah, so this is on my directory, so you can find that. I'll also leave the links down below, but I'm enjoying it. It is a little tiny bit weird to be like rubbing chocolate ice cream on your, that's what it tastes like, to be rubbing it all over your gums, but maybe after the first week of like kind of cringe from that, it was totally fine. Anyway, I wish they'd make like a unflavored version of this, because it is pretty nice. a lot of people ask about xylitol. So xylitol in general is really good for your gums. There's a lot of research supporting that it basically prevents bacteria from growing a film on your teeth. So that's why it's used in a lot of gums and toothpaste and mouthwash. Xylitol, like the natural good kind of xylitol, the first time it was really extracted, I believe, was from birch. And there's a lot of birch products that are high in salicylates. The cheap version of xylitol is made from corn. It's basically a byproduct. So both of those are, you know, moderate to high in salicylates, but because it's so refined, most people don't have an issue with it. I don't have an issue with it, so that's my 2 cents on that one. All right, so if you don't want fluoride, or if you're maybe amine sensitive, or you don't want to deal with the flavor with the chocolate or anything like that, this is another one that I've been using, and I like this one a lot. So I'll use that one in the evening, the chocolate one. I'll use this one for my in-between daytime brushing. So this is Squiggle Tooth Builder. So it does have a leaf on it, but there's no flavor in it. It is not mint flavored. It just tastes like white paste. Like it doesn't, you know, it doesn't really taste like anything. This also uses xylitol. This is great. It is fluoride free. And so, yeah, this one you can get on Amazon. Both of these I got off of Amazon just because I live in a rural area. I don't know, my local businesses don't carry it. So this one I actually really like a lot. Another one that is a little bit more popular, I think this is US and maybe Canada, but the Your Clear I wish I'd do it like a commercial so that we all know how to pronounce it. I told my dermatologist about it, and he's like, you know, after trying like 5 different pronunciations, he didn't know what I was talking about. So this one here is the original, and they come in several different flavors. Now, Claire makes products for people with salicylate sensitivity, and on their packaging it says free of salicylates. They do have some controversial flavors. I believe that they probably do possibly test it to make sure they're not using any salicylates in there. I've tried their cinnamon, I've tried their lemon lime, I've tried their unflavored. I have not tried their tropical, like they have a fruit one. That's weirder than putting chocolate ice cream in my mouth. So anyway, I haven't had any issues. My gums are probably one of the most sensitive parts of me when I eat something with salicylates. So if I have like a little bit of mango, sometimes I can tolerate it, sometimes I can't. And if I can't, I almost always get like, you know, bleeding gums or sores in my mouth. So to have gone through a whole tube of cinnamon clear toothpaste, I'm going to probably say there's no salicylates in there. But there's a good portion of people that are skeptical. Anyway, it is a pretty decent toothpaste. When I switched over from regular toothpaste to this original one, I did get a couple complaints that my breath was not super fresh. And so I feel like the other ones or the flavors, I haven't had any complaints with either of these. And so that's one reason why I really like that one. This one here seems to get really kind of foamier than the others, so I kind of like that. The cinnamon one, no complaints on the breath. So, you know, maybe it was just a bad couple of weeks, but this is definitely an option. If you're in Australia, I also have a list of Australian toothpaste in the directory. If there's a toothpaste that you use that I didn't mention, send me an email and I'll put it up on the directory so other people can check it out. The last option for something you can buy is this tooth powder, and this is Sally's Bucket tooth powder, and it's pretty good. I like it. I really like the woman who makes this. Her name's Pamela Barfield. She runs the Facebook group called The Beauty of Salicylate Intolerance, and it is just a whole bunch of posts every day about beauty products, like, you know, new things to try, what's on the market, like how can we replicate it, you know, what there's a lot of knowledgeable people on there. So she makes this and sells it on Etsy. I will also leave the link below. And basically it's, I'll show you a close-up, but it's a bentonite clay powder, and it also has calcium carbonate, baking powder, xylitol, fennel, cocoa powder, and sea salt. So the fennel powder leaves the mouth pretty fresh feeling, which is kind of nice. So it came with a spatula. I lost the spatula within like 5 minutes. So I've got like a little spoon. You can certainly dip your toothpaste brush in there, but for bacteria reasons, I think it's better to scoop it out. Because I'm using the Invisaligners right now, I don't want to scratch them, and so that's the reason why I'd rather have a detergent toothpaste rather than something natural like this. So that's what I'm working with right now. The last two options that you can do, like let's say you're starting out a salicylate journey and you don't want to buy a toothpaste because you don't know if it's really salicylate sensitive, you're salicylate sensitive or not. What I did in like the trial phase, first of all, I used my normal mint toothpaste like the first 1 or 2 weeks, and just changing my diet was enough for me to realize that I really was salicylate sensitive. And then I trickled out my cosmetics over time, over like 1 to 3 months. But what you could use is baking soda just to, put a little bit on your toothbrush, brush your mouth out and stuff. And a lot of people do that. My teeth are really, really sensitive, so I can tolerate that for a few weeks, but I ended up not really enjoying it on a regular basis. Some of these products do have, like the clear toothpaste and the Sally's bucket, they have baking soda in it, but it was a smaller amount. The last thing that you can do is use hydrogen peroxide, and look online for like the dilution, and maybe talk to your dentist. I loved the way my teeth felt when using hydrogen peroxide. I believe the brown bottles are like 3%, 0.03%, something like that. And then even at that, I diluted what came out of the brown bottle, and that should have been safe. But I love the way that my mouth felt. It felt really nice and clean. My teeth felt whiter than they had been before, but I could only do it for probably about 2-3 weeks, and then I started getting sensitivity, especially in the 2 front teeth, which tend to be really sensitive for me. So I don't recommend doing it all the time, but if you spend the night somewhere, at a friend's house and you forgot your toothpaste, don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just gonna wash with water. Like, you can probably get something out of the kitchen. I've also brushed with salt water too, just because it's really good for your gums, especially if you're trying to heal from a reaction. I'll rinse with salt water, and it's just really nice to kind of brush your teeth with it. So that's another option, and it does help with bad breath. So there you go, 3 extra things from the kitchen that you can use, but all of those I recommend doing for a short period of time and not long period, and find something that works better for you that you can buy at the store or from another person on Etsy that makes products for people like us. So I think that's all I've got for today. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. You can also find me on Instagram at low-sal-life. I'm also on Facebook, but I have a harder time finding comments in there sometimes, so they might get missed, so I'm not ignoring you. Also, let's see. Oh yeah, you can find me on my website at low-sal-life.com/about. And there's a contact form in there, and you can just email me from there if you're not on social media and want to send me an email. And I think that's all I've got for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you soon. Bye.